Hi, I hope you enjoy this program that is much needed on family life issues. Today I'm interviewing Mr. George Gill. Mr. Gill is the father of 11 children and 61 grandchildren and counting. All of his children and grandchildren are practicing Catholics and none are divorced. Mr. Gill has been counseling people for the past 40 years on the subjects of faith, family, and finances. In our desire to raise truly Catholic families, it is essential that we take advice from someone who has had that experience. Mr. Gill will readily tell you that if it ever comes a time that his children start imitating our society, they will have our society's problems. And they will have to answer to God for it. Mr. Gill is the founder of Christian Family Outreach, an organization that distributes pamphlets all over the world. You can visit his website at christianfamilyoutreach.com. Thank you for tuning in today, and now let's get to the program. God bless you. Okay, the next question I'd like you to address is modesty. Clothes that look cute on a 1-year-old can be very inappropriate on a teenager. What can parents do when they realize that they have missed this transition and they continue to let the kids dress immodestly?
Well, it is very difficult for parents after it gets to that point, because children are creatures of habit. We all are. And once they get used to wearing immodest clothes, it's hard to say, hey, it's immodest.
Mm-hmm.
You see. However, if we have parents out there who have all small children, now what we need to do is start now talking to them about modesty and letting them know why it's important to be modest. A good little booklet is the Immorality standards, and that's what we basically brought our children up on, the Immorality standards. But you have to have a standard. You have to have a standard. Maybe you might feel, well, that's a little bit too conservative. That's all right, but you have a standard. You have to develop a standard, and then you refer to that. But the children have got to have good reasons to be able to dress this way. And parents are not giving them good reasons. The parents, a lot of times, are the ones who are dressing immodest to start with. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard for my wife to tell my daughters they should be modest when mama is not dressing modest. Mm-hmm. Again, we all grow up in an environment, and in our environment today, immodesty is a way of life. So you're going to have a good reason for your children not to want to dress like everybody else, because peer pressure is hard on them. And don't expect the church to help you. The church is mute on modesty. Mm-hmm. It's mute. It'll be rare occasion where you'll have a priest to go into that area, because it's a hot button. Mm-hmm. It's a hot button area. So if the parent is truly interested in modesty, but again, it all goes back, I have to have a strong belief in God. And today our problem is we have lost this strong belief in God. It's more or less, we go to church on Sunday, we say a few prayers, but we like everybody else. And that doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't tell your children that they shouldn't be like everybody else if you're like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. They have to be different.
The parents have got to be different, and they have to have a reason for that difference. Mm-hmm. And the children have to be proud of being different. Now, it's odd, but I got my children started off from infancy almost on motivation tapes. And one thing you learn is that only 5% of the people are going to be financially successful. So my children were brought up knowing that there's a lot of good people who are not going to be successful financially. And I teach them in about every other area of life, the vast majority of people are not going to be successful. So they were brought up knowing that if they acted like the average person, they were going to fail. So, and this is by people who is talking, and they're good men, and it's intelligent men. It's men who go and speak for companies, large companies pay them. So the thing is, there's a certain amount of clout coming from these people. And when they say the majority of the people are going to fail, and you shouldn't act like the majority, you should get with the 5%, and the 5% is going to be different than the 95 who fail. Well, that's the same thing in religion. The people who succeed in religion are the ones who know it, understand it, and pass it on to their children. But it doesn't mean that the children will accept it, because the thing is, they all have free will.
Yeah.
But at least you've given them what you had, and you were sincere. You're a sincere parent who's trying to bring Christ to your children.